What's up YouTube, Henry Fitness here. Today we are here to review 5 AliExpress products that I've recently used for my Seraph TanTan GR201 gravel all-road bike. Now I've got just under 300 kilometers under my belt, so I'll be discussing 5 of the products that I used for this build, including the Chaoyang tires from AliExpress, the Ridenow TPU Tubes, the gravel version, 45 gram version, the Onirii BR05 hybrid disc brakes, as well as the West Biking top tube bag, and last but not least, the gravel fenders that I've got on the bike here. Without further ado, let's get into it. Now, these Chaoyang gravel GP tires that I've got on my GR201, they kind of resemble the Schwalbe G1 tires, and honestly, they've been a good mix of a slightly knobby tire for more grip on gravel, as well as a bit of a smoother tire for just all-road riding in general. Now, I'm running the 40mm tires. Initially, I was a bit worried about how these will feel in terms of rolling resistance coming from road tires, including having used GP5000 on my tri-bike, as well as using Ultra Sport 3s and Grand Sport Race road tires, and those were about 32mm and 28mm tires as well. So going into a 40mm tire, what are my thoughts? Let me just say 40mm feels like I'm riding on clouds or on pillows. Like, it is insane how comfy the ride is. I barely feel the road vibrations. It's such a comfortable ride and feel that I might want to just stick with these tires just for my everyday commute. I'm running about 50 psi on these tires based on the Silcup tire pressure calculator. That's roughly where I should be, about 45 to 50 psi, and they are cushy. Now, I will say that the tires are a bit on the heavier side, about 527 grams each tire, and mostly because they are 40mm tires, so there is more rubber, more material, more mass. Now, in terms of how they feel on the road specifically, they actually feel pretty good in terms of rolling resistance. They feel pretty fast as well on the road, so I'm really happy with these. And in terms of the gravel, they definitely give me more grip on gravel compared to the road tires that I was using. That's definitely a plus there. Now, I'm no gravel racer or gravel pro for that matter. I'm definitely a noob in gravel, and the most gravel that I'm riding specifically is mostly just on my commute on the bike trails, so very light gravel. Now, I have even ridden on snow and it seemed to fare decently well. Now, when it comes to ice though, I did slip on this and I did wipe out. Let me just say, it was not fun. So if you're gonna run ice, you definitely need studs. Now, I do really like the look of the Tanwall tires. I do know that they have all black tires as well. However, I jumped on the Tanwall, so again, I've ridden only about almost 300 kilometers on these, so we'll have to see how they wear over time in terms of longevity. However, my first foray into Chinese tires for bikes, and I'm assuming they're probably manufacturing for some of the big brands out there, so it's a win-win for the price. Now, in terms of the Ridenow TPU tubes that I've got in here, they are the 65mm valve version, and they are the newer version with a white valve stem and clear valve stem cap. I will say that these do retain the pressure so much better than the previous versions, so that's definitely a big plus in my opinion. They are fast, they're light, they feel great in terms of acceleration. Knock on wood, I haven't received a pinch flat or a flat just yet, and that's running through gravel, roads, hopping curbs, etc. So let's hope that lasts. And honestly, they take up so little space. I've got it actually stored in my down tube storage, so they are lightweight, they're small and compact. Just make sure when you're installing the TPU tube to make sure it's not twisted in the wheel. As well, you're not pinching it while you're installing the tire. Now, the Onirii BR05 hybrid disc brakes, why did I install them on my gravel bike? Well, I did have them lying around, and also I did have a rim brake wheel top group set, so I wanted to combine the two and use the hybrid disc brakes. Honestly, they're great brakes in my opinion. They're not as great as, let's say, fully hydraulic disc brakes. However, I will say that they come very close to being a really good set of cable actuated hybrid disc brakes. Now, they do come with the rotors as well as the calipers, and honestly for my type of riding I think they suffice. I'm not doing crazy fast descents or anything like that, so they definitely work. Now I did do a test of stopping distance. Brake at around 30. Okay, so leading edge right around here at this pebble. I need some sort of like some sort of spot. I'll say right here. Okay, so stopping from that pole to here, let's see, not the best but decent. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. About 15 meters. 31 kilometers per hour. And oh, okay. We stopped almost a meter short of the rock. So I'm gonna go right here. Put another rock here. Probably 14 meters or less. Okay. 30, 31. Oh, even further. Okay, so milk carton. Just a bit back from milk carton. Okay, so I'm getting more confident in my braking, and as you can see from that pole to here, not the best pavement, so keep that in mind as well. So let's try that again. 30 kilometers per hour, 31, and stop. You can see the rear tire was sliding a bit, as you can see there. But once again, we stopped even closer, so getting a bit more and more confident. Where's my black drop? So each distance, almost like more than 1, 2, 3, almost 3 to 4 meters that I've decreased my stopping. We'll try that one more time. Again, this is not very scientific, but it's just a little test. Okay, 31, about 32 actually, so stop. Ooh, right there, skid. And as you can see here, we're going this way. Morning. Okay? Yeah, all good, thank you. So, yeah, that's pretty awesome. Good stopping distance, gaining more confidence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stops, and you know, somewhere in between is where the milk carton is, I'd say. I will say that if you are using the hybrid disc brakes of any sort, make sure to use the compressionless cable housings. I use the Jaguar KEB SL, and that seemed to really change the feel of the brakes, and that compressionless housing definitely makes a difference in my opinion. Now, next up on the list is the West Biking Top Tube Storage Bag. Now, this top tube storage bag is a pretty neat little compartment. It's got a magnetic clasp to keep the lid closed, and it does have a decent amount of room. I fit my Insta360 X4 as well as a granola bar and also an extra spare battery. Sometimes I do leave my mini pump in there as well. It does have two methods of mounting, including the 3 straps that comes with the top tube bag, and that could be used if you don't have screw mounting holes. Now my gravel bike does have screw mounting holes, so I have used the mounting holes that comes with it. It does have a decent amount of play fore and aft so that you can shift it to your liking, and there are a set of 3 holes on the bottom. Because it's screw mounted, it seems that whenever I go over a bump, it does vibrate and hit whatever's inside. So I have laid down a small piece of cardboard on the bottom just so it kind of takes some of the impact and reduces damage to the parts inside. It is meant to be fully waterproof, and I haven't gotten any water inside so far just yet. It is definitely handy having it on the top tube. Now I do find that sometimes my knees hits it when I'm sprinting out of the saddle. It does come just a bit high for my liking. However, as long as I adjust my sprinting out of the saddle slightly, I seem to be able to clear it with my knees and inner thighs. But overall, it's definitely a nice to have piece of equipment for the bike so that you have quick access for whatever you need out on the road. Now last but not least, the RBRL gravel fenders. Now these fenders are pretty awesome because they have rubber straps so that you can mount them easily. Both fenders also do have the extenders, which is nice to see. And it comes with all the hardware for the mounting options, and it does seem like quite a sturdy set of fenders, and they do seem to help in terms of preventing some of the overspray. Now, I will say that one of the downsides is that one of the pieces was quite warped, so it was shipped like that, warped. I'll probably have to use a heating gun or something to de-warp it. Now, another thing to look out for is that when they're mounted, dirt and grime could get in between the surface of the straps and your frame. So if there's too much accumulation of that, it might actually cause some scratching on your frame potentially. So you might want to ensure that it's always clear of debris just so that you don't get those scratches on your frame. But aside from that, it's a really neat option with the extenders, and it definitely helps to prevent from overspray, because we all know that having that mud and dirt spray on your back is not the best look, especially when you're commuting like I am. I do think it's very versatile because it can fit most bikes. It doesn't quite fit the best for my front fork because my front fork is flat on one of the sides and it's mostly meant for curved forks. However, it does seem to be holding, so we'll see how it lasts. Now, that's a wrap for the AliExpress products that I could recommend. It's awesome to find high quality products out on the market on AliExpress, and you could find some really good deals out there, especially if you're on a budget and you're looking to make cycling more affordable and accessible. This is definitely one of the best ways. One of my favorite things is purchasing something from AliExpress and just waiting for it in the mail. There's something very fulfilling and exciting about it when it comes all the way across the world, compared to purchasing something from Amazon that comes the next day. There's something special in that waiting moment. Now, AliExpress shipping has become faster and faster, so that is definitely a plus, but I always find myself enjoying the waiting part of getting an AliExpress order. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below if you've used any of these AliExpress products. Until next time, keep riding. Spring is coming, it's right around the corner. Outdoor riding season is almost upon us. Have a good one. Now, I have received the Senicx PR3 Crankset, so I will be reviewing that one day in the future as well. Now, I will say the EvoSid crankset that I was going to build my gravel bike with, it did not work out. The crank shaft or axle did not fit through the bottom bracket, so I did have to swap out for my Shimano 105 crankset. We now have the Senicx PR3, so look out for a future video where I review that one. Fingers crossed that it actually fits my bike.